Hello Mass Effect fans, welcome back to LockheartQT, and today I'm diving into the exciting possibilities of what we could see from BioWare on N7 Day 2023 this year regarding the next upcoming Mass Effect game. N7 Day has always been a special day for the Mass Effect community, as well it is November 7th, which translates to N7 Day obviously, and this year anticipation is higher than ever. So let's jump right into it.
LockheartQT.
Before we get to the juicy details, let's quickly recap where we left off. Mass Effect Andromeda, while met with sort of mixed reception, obviously had the glitches, my face is too tired, etc, etc, laid the groundwork for a new direction for the franchise, for better or for worse. Since then, we've seen loads of key people at BioWare leave. Some of them have actually come back to BioWare, some have left, done their own thing, and it introduced us to the Andromeda Galaxy, new characters, possibilities, and parts of the Mass Effect universe we've never seen before. But now it's time to return to familiar territory. Back in 2021, obviously we had the trailer for the Legendary Edition, which was a remaster of Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, by the way. If you haven't played it, it's amazing. It's the best versions of all three games by far, so definitely get it if you have never checked out Mass Effect before. And since then, it's kind of get the impression that they brought out the Legendary Edition to sort of get people sort of reinstated in the Mass Effect universe, story, characters, etc., and to get new people into the franchise, hopefully to get them excited about the upcoming game. And today I wanted to talk about, we've got some hints about BioWare and what they might have in store for us this N7 Day. N7 Day is historically the day where BioWare shares exciting Mass Effect news and updates with the fans. This year we've seen some teasers and hints leading up to the big day, so here's what we could expect. So recently in N7 Days, just to recap sort of the last three, which are the big ones, obviously we've had concept art, which is the sort of, the planet to ground air vehicles. I think it was called the Mud Skipper, we saw one. Then in 2021 we had what I call the Geth poster, which was essentially it's a crater shaped like a Geth's head. It's got a brand new ship, which I'm pretty sure says SFX on it, and it has some characters walking out onto the crater. We see some dead Geth on the planet, so again it's just very cryptic, very vague. We've got no information past that. And then obviously last year we had probably what I'd argue and say the biggest updates, being the N7 Day concept art, which had loads of little Easter eggs both to the Milky Way and Andromeda. By the way, I've got videos on all of these topics on the channel if you want to watch. At the end of the video and in the description I'll have a playlist with all of my Mass Effect 4 videos in there, as well as the fact that we had pretty much the biggest update we've had yet besides the teaser trailer, being the secret transmission, which was essentially the Yara talking with unknown characters regarding unknown scenarios and situations, and we had to sort of decode it to get the information, but it was a nice little teaser to get regardless. But this year, hopefully we can expect something a bit bigger and different, because although the game is still in pre-production, hopefully they're a bit more along with it, so hopefully they can share some more details with us. First and foremost, I'm hoping we get a teaser trailer. Personally, I don't think we're going to get one. I think we're going to get something like concept art and a video clip or some audio, but a cinematic glimpse into the next Mass Effect game would be an incredible way to kick off the hype. It could provide a taste of the game's setting, characters, overall tone, and what we can expect. I think if we got a teaser trailer which confirmed a few different things, that would be great. For me, I'm hoping that we just get a title, a title drop, so I can stop calling it different things like Mass Effect 4, Mass Effect 5, Mass Effect Andromeda 2. I really just want to call it something definitive, so that would be nice. But for me personally, I'd love to get a trailer similarly to how the Mass Effect Andromeda was actually announced, where they sort of showed off what the main protagonist will look like. They showed off, a few locations on different planets. Obviously it was all CGI, but I think if we had something like that, where it was a short sort of minute long teaser trailer which drops the title and perhaps release window, I don't think we're quite there yet, but if we got a title drop, a sort of look at potentially Liara again or some other characters, that would be great. And hopefully, this could also set what time period it's in, what galaxy it's set in, and the overall tone we can expect from the game going forward. One of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is whether we'll be returning to the Milky Way galaxy or not. The original trilogy left us with a rich and diverse galaxy full of untold stories and plot holes, such as dark matter and dark energy in general, and the teaser might reveal whether we're revisiting old favourites or exploring new frontiers in terms of planets and galaxies. Personally, we could see something like Andromeda and the Milky Way in one single game. That has been teased quite a few times by BioWare already, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Another exciting possibility, which I've explored on the channel before, is the return of familiar faces. Mass Effect has a rich cast of characters, and many fans, such as myself, are eager to reunite with old fan favourite squad mates, whether it's Shepard, Liara, Garrus, Tali, Miranda, Kasumi. Again, the list goes on and on. I think that's a really good tribute to the Mass Effect series in general. There's that many characters that are fan favourites, and seeing our beloved characters again would feel like a real treat, and seeing those relationships unfold in the future or continue on would be fantastic. Of course, every Mass Effect game needs a compelling storyline. We're looking forward to learning new threats, factions and conflicts that will shape the narrative. Personally, I'm hoping to see the return of sort of the Citadel, the Alliance, all of the different militaries surrounding all of the different races and how they've reacted to certain changes in the universe, such as, for example, if we cured the genophage or not. I think that would be a pretty big one with a lot of the races, as well as the fact that we could see old enemies crop up. I don't know what they're going to do with the Reapers. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, you've got Andromeda's Remnant, as well as Cerberus, that could all play into the mix going into the next game. But BioWare's storytelling prowess has always been a strong suit. Obviously, Andromeda not so much, but with the original trilogy, it was on full display in its all superfluous glory, so to speak. So I'm excited to see what they have in store. Gameplay mechanics are another crucial aspect. We want to know how BioWare evolves the Mass Effect formula, because they can't really just do Mass Effect 3 again. They can't copy it, because obviously that game had a few different issues. I think all the Mass Effect games have some issues here and there. For example, I personally think that the first Mass Effect game is really clunky and tanky, but again, it was the first game, so it gets a pass. I don't get me wrong, I still love Mass Effect 1, by the way. I'm not clowning on that game at all, but will they retain the iconic RPG elements from Mass Effect Andromeda and 1 whilst introducing innovative gameplay features, or will they return to a more classic format? Obviously, we've heard rumours recently that I've covered on the channel that potentially they are returning to a linear format with sort of semi-open world areas, sort of similar to Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, which sounds great in my opinion, and apparently they are ditching the sort of more open world elements of Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect Andromeda, which more so Andromeda obviously, but for me that's a great start. That's a great step in the right direction if they are. Personally, I'd like to see the story front and centre with obviously the gameplay built around it, because I think that's how Mass Effect 2 and 3 really worked. That's how they really worked. It was just really well done. And hopefully if we do get some kind of a teaser into gameplay, or at least if it's mentioned, I'm hoping to see a glimpse of combat, exploration, or maybe just general dynamics. For example, I'd love them to bring back the Paragon Renegade system, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Lastly, I do hope we get some information about the release date. I'm sorry if I'm laughing as I'm saying this. I really don't think we're going to get anything. I think it's extremely unlikely that we're going to get an exact date. I cannot see that happening as the game's nowhere near finished. A rough release window would certainly build anticipation and would certainly be appreciated, as I think, with Dreadwolf, which is obviously coming out first from BioWare, that game doesn't even have a release window yet. It's just in limbo. So I don't expect us by any shape of the imagination to get a release date, but I would be remiss if it wasn't on this list anyway. I mean, the game, I've speculated if it will be 2024, 2025, but personally now I think it will be 26, 27. I really do think the game is that far out. So Mass Effect fans, N7 Day is right round the corner and excitement is palpable. Whether you're a long-time fan such as myself or new to the series with the Legendary Edition, there's a lot to look forward to. Keep your eyes on BioWare's official channels, Twitter, everything else, as well as the actual main website. That will be where most stuff is posted alongside Twitter, or X as it's now called. I imagine they'll post whatever it is they're going to post on there. I'm hoping that we get I think if we're being realistic, I think we're going to get a blog post with maybe some concept art and maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, a very short teaser trailer, like at 30 seconds to a minute long, or just some footage in general with hopefully a title drop. I think that's the I do think we could see a title drop, but again, we're going to have to wait and see. So that's it for the video today. What are your hopes and expectations for the next Mass Effect game? And let us know in the comments below. What do you think we're going to see on N7 Day? Please let me know in the comments below. What do you personally want to see from N7 Day? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more Mass Effect news and updates. Until next time, stay tuned, and may the Mass Effect be with you. Have a great rest of your day and take care. Bye.